People will book anything online if you emulate the experience correctly. Before, purchasing a suite was almost really secretive. Now, because the sharing economy has become so large, you can buy a Tesla online in 3 clicks. We're now seeing these more luxury purchases and larger ticket items become more transparent and moving online.
Go back 3 or 4 years from our side, and it was probably the clunkiest process from a customer standpoint to be able to even purchase a suite. Now with online suite sales, it's just opened up so many opportunities, both from a sales perspective, but also from a customer perspective, to be able to view online inventory and know what's exactly included in the suite and be able to activate on that immediately.
As the decision makers for companies are transitioning into that millennial Gen Z age group, they're not ones to want to get on a phone call and talk through a purchase or answer a cold call. Studies show that these 2 age groups will search for the information online first. And if a team or a company isn't giving them the information, they'll abandon it and go with a company that does.
For us right now, probably the best products that we're selling online really are our suites, just because we've got a decent volume available on a single game basis. But we've also moved all of our loge seating as well, which is very limited for us. Pretty much most of it is licensed out on an annual basis, but we've reserved a little bit of that for single game rentals as well. And so that's sold through very well for us the past few years. I think one of the big differences for us when we moved from really just analog sales method to online is that you look at a loge seat, and just looking at that on, call it Ticketmaster, you're seeing for us what's a $500 seat that looks like it's kind of upper bowl, it's not lower bowl, doesn't include food and beverage, that type of thing. And it's really difficult to convey to the customer the value of that seat and the exclusivity of being on that level. And so moving to online and being able to put beautiful imagery behind it and showcasing the seat has been a game changer for us on the loge side. For us, again, it has been single game suite rentals are higher than they've ever been for us. We're bringing in tons of new customers that typically weren't buying from us and are just wanting to explore that opportunity now. And those are coming in as brand new leads for us in a lot of these cases.
We're able to put picture-rich listings and display what that experience really encompasses and create that FOMO.
One of the ones that we just worked on getting up was our Hall of Fame suite experience, where we do a hot stove pregame in our very exclusive Oilers Hall of Fame room. We do that with a couple of Oilers alumni and one of our TV personalities. It's a really high-end experience that's tagged on sort of an addition onto a suite. In the past, we've had Hockey Hall of Famers that were in here doing this alumni experience, and you're literally one of 20 people that's in there with them getting autographs and chatting with them one-on-one. And to be able to convey that over the phone is easy, but at scale, when we just have someone randomly browsing the website, is very difficult to showcase that until we're able to add it. And again, there's beautiful imagery that's tied to it, and we can do really good explanations so customers know exactly what they're purchasing at that state.
And by the way, hot stove is like Canadian for chalk talk. So I had to ask him, like, what is that? I don't even know what that means. We displayed the photos so everyone knew what the experience was and that it was like multi-levels above a regular suite experience. But because we were able to showcase that, he was able to market at a huge premium. And what do you know? They start selling online. It's wild. People will book anything online if you emulate the experience correctly.
We're pretty segmented. Our premium sellers sell premium, our group sellers sell groups, and our ticket package sellers sell season seats. What SuitePro has allowed us to do is, because of the ease of use on the back end, we've opened SuitePro up to all of our reps and given them the opportunity to sell select premium items. So we have a small sales target that we put on all of our non-premium sellers and give them the opportunity to jump in there into some of these select products. But what we've seen is that we've had some sellers, particularly we have one on our group sales side, that's really run with it, and he continued to push on suites. And he, I think his suite target for the year was 4 or 5 suites, and ended up doing close to 20 this year. And that's at the prices where we're at, it's a pretty big clip for him. When we look at just our premium sellers, The goal, and particularly bringing in Suite Pro and moving to online single game sales, wasn't about how we increase single game sales. It was about how we free up our time of our sales reps to sell more licenses, because that's what we know our bread and butter needs to be. So yes, we've been able to sell and increase our volume more, but really we've been able to free up the time for our premium sellers, which we only have 2 full-time premium sellers, to go out and sell more licenses. And we've done a bang up job on that end over the last couple of years to get us to pretty much a sold out state on all of our premium products. We don't look at Suite Pro or online suite sales as the end goal for us. We look at it as part of our mix of how we would typically market products.
Through 3 years of data, we found that 14% of buyers purchase through online only through an instant book. And then 86% still want to talk to that rep. But even when an instant book or someone purchases directly off of like Jared's site comes in, we found between 85 and 96% are buyers that were nowhere prospected currently, or if they hadn't been touched in the last 5 years. So that is usually like a new client for Jared. And then when that instant book comes in, he'll assign it to a rep, and then they work that client for future sales. And so by no means are we any sort of replacement, but just an enhancement to Jared's team on efficiency and bringing in new buyers.
That was a big concern, I think, from a sales perspective, what's happening in commission if all these sales are going online and things like that. And that really, that was quashed in the first couple weeks of having Suite Pro and starting to get these online sales come in of buyers that our reps were looking at each other saying, I've never even heard of this company before. And them getting the fruits of those labors, again, like Candy mentioned, is that now that's their lead to work. And we've had multiple instances of a single game rental coming in as an instant book and turning that into a multi-year license, again, which is the goal here. And just it helps out the prospecting efforts, but isn't the end-all be-all for how we prospect and sell. It's just one component into the bigger machine that we have.
We give all of our partners full Google Analytics support so they can see, and also it allows him to kind of strategize. We don't make any money on annual leases, but we obviously want to support our partner's business. And so there's a whole page on Oilers, Oil Kings ownership, and he's able to see how much time, buyers are spending on those pages. And if it's significant, we make upgrades to it.
We've seen some good success in recent years, and I really don't think it's about upsetting the apple cart. I think we're happy with the progress, and I'd call it smaller iterations along the way.